Okay, whenever you guys are ready to start.
Okay. We all know the questions that you've been asked at every family function since you graduated high school, right? What's your major? How are your grades? Have you found someone to marry yet? All are politely subtle ways of asking the real question of what are you going to do with your life? Finding the answer to that question is a very daunting task, as you all know, but my partners and I are here today to help you make finding the answer to that question just a little more painless, hopefully. Your first year of college, it can set a positive tone for the rest if you make career preparation a priority from the very beginning. I'm Nikki, and as a member of the Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2018, we'll start us off with freshman year. There are plenty of ways that you can prepare for life after college during your freshman year, even though it seems like freshman year is really early. Today I'm going to explain to you a couple ways to do this in both the academic aspect of college and the importance of extracurricular activities. First of all, what most people would consider the most important part of college, the academic aspect. Keeping your classes as your first priority is a surefire way to not waste your money while you're here, and that begins when you choose your classes, which happens before you're even calling yourself a student. This can be really overwhelming, thinking about the possibility of wasting thousands of dollars on learning about a subject you might find you have no interest in. And that could very well happen because according to the University of Laverne, 50 to 70% of college students change their major at least once while they're in college. Whether you're already passionate about your major or you're on the fence about it, just think ahead. You take classes early on in college that can knock out credits no matter what major you end up in. For instance, many history and creative arts credits can be used as requirements for plenty of majors. And facts like this and suggested degree plans can be found in the undergraduate catalog, which can be found at catalogs.tamu.edu. You should also make sure you use your resources that are provided to you while you're here. Many of them are included in your student fees already. And there's also things like your professors. They're actually very knowledgeable and very valuable resources, and most of them actually do want to help you. According to an article from August by Aaron Todd with the Business Insider, forming good relationships with your professors can lead to positive recommendations in the future if you need them for a job or an internship. And speaking of internships and jobs, it's wise to start thinking about those even as early as your freshman year. And you can do that by visiting the Career Center, which is located on the second floor of the Coldest building. The Career Center is nationally and regionally recognized for the services that it provides to the students at Texas A&M, many of which include graduate school or career advising, mock interviews, and internships, according to the Career Center's website. While, of course, academics are important, no college experience is truly complete without some sort of social life. While the knowledge that you gain from your classes, of course, will help you in your future career, there are many ways that being involved outside of your classes will help that your classes won't give you. According to a 2012 study by Forbes, they interviewed employers to see what the most sought-after characteristics were in their new hires. According to the article by Megan Casterly regarding this study, 86% of employers want professionalism in their new hires, 78% want their new hires to be high energy, and 61% want their new employees to have confidence. These are all things that can't be taught to you in biology or calculus class. Luckily, Texas A&M has over 800 student organizations you can join that can help you learn things like time management, professionalism, and enhancing your leadership skills. These organizations range from academic to recreational and to social. Texas A&M also boasts one of the largest intramural sports programs in the country, with 1 in 4 students participating on a team. And participating on one of these teams can help you enhance your interpersonal skills and have fun and get some exercise while you're at it. Therefore, it's crucial to find at least one organization your freshman year to be a part of, so that you set up traits like this that employers want in the future. You set them up to grow through your time in college. An article by Carol Carter in September of 2013 with the Huffington Post suggests part-time jobs, volunteering, and on-campus organizations as a way to grow these traits. The Division of Student Affairs at Texas A&M offers this service, Org Match, which it's a survey that you can fill out, and it'll match you with an organization that best fits your personal interests and preferences. If the organization is selective, the whole process you go through for that gives you experience for jobs in itself. not only the interview process, but also the possibility of getting rejected from the organization, which is very new for many college students. That was my situation, as I did not get a spot in the organization I applied for about a month ago. But now I know that I just have more experience that's going to prepare me for possibly not getting a job I want in the future. A surefire way to increase your career readiness is just putting yourself out there and putting some sort of effort towards getting involved. Today I covered methods of career preparation during freshman year in the academic and social realms of college during the exciting and frustrating time of freshman year. Now I'd like to introduce Kate, who's going to give some advice to the sophomores.
College is a huge time of preparation for the future and gaining knowledge for the real world and experience. And all of these things will thereby determine the opportunities that you have once you leave college. Hi, I'm Kate Strzeski, and I'm a sophomore here at Texas A&M. And I think we can all agree that to some extent, we can look back on the past and realize we might not have taken advantage of all the opportunities available, and time goes by just a little bit too fast. And I think that's especially true sometimes when you're a freshman adjusting to college. So I'm going to talk about what you can do sophomore year specifically to make sure you're ready for the future. Though still having an underclassman status can make it kind of seem like any huge decisions are far off in the future, thinking about it now rather than later is never a bad thing. I'm going to discuss the steps you can take in being intentional about what classes you may choose, as well as your involvement in extracurriculars and how these can really prepare you. So first I'm going to talk about the reason why we're here, our education and the classes we're taking. The classes you take, especially this year and this transition year, can draw you closer to finalizing a major decision. Though you're no longer a freshman, it's a perfect time to explore these interests. And for some of y'all, maybe the pressure is kind of setting in to make a decision as we're getting closer and closer to graduation. Yet, according to Talia Richmond of the Diamondback, up to 80% of students can actually switch majors at least once. There are many ways to look into different majors and investigate what careers might actually be part of it, including visiting the Career Center, talking with an academic advisor, or going to open houses. They always say in college one of the great things is you get to choose your classes, but with so many basic courses, even your sophomore year, you might kind of find that you're still taking care of some of these basics. But don't disregard their importance too soon, because sometimes these classes can actually reveal certain things you might be interested just as much as other specific classes could. Even if none of it sparks your interest at all, it's important to invest in these lessons because almost every major, even a little bit or a lot, stems from these basic classes. We have also been taking all these classes, the English and the science, history, math, since kindergarten. So though you're taking the basics, don't expect to figure everything out just from that. Make sure you're also taking some classes you might just have a little bit of an interest in or you kind of want to investigate. So step outside of your comfort zone and try new things. For me personally, it took taking a class specific to a nutrition major and then ending up dropping it to realize that that major was just not for me at all. But that same semester, I was taking a required humanities class, and it led me to my current major of international studies. According to the Change of Major Requirements Guide from Texas A&M, most specific colleges don't want you to have over 70 hours if you're going to switch into their program. So using your sophomore year to be very intentional is important to make sure you don't pass up that 70-hour mark, and then it just becomes really difficult and complicated to switch. So we all know the perfect student's not only just a really good classroom person, it includes being well-rounded in life and other things as well. And though at first this might be an intimidating thought with so many things going on, it's easier than one may imagine. So as sophomore year, it's especially important to start thinking about your resume and learning that is outside the classroom as well. These are a couple of the major organizations here at A&M, and I think you would all be lying if you haven't seen at least one t-shirt with these on them, especially the big event, which last year had over 22,000 Aggies participating in. Hopefully freshman year you took advantage of some of these organizations, maybe even some of these up here, but if not, have no fear, you still have time, it's only your sophomore year. These clubs can be especially important if they pertain to your major, if you already kind of know what you want to do, picking something with that. And as RHL of Covering College Life agrees, extracurricular activities as well as being an ally can help define and refine your go-to qualities and even maybe kind of reveal certain skills or talents you didn't know you have. These clubs can also provide an opportunity to get to know like-minded people that you could be working with in the future. According to Harvey Mudd College website, up to 94% of job seekers actually find their next position through networking. So getting to know these people is really crucial. Like I said before, finding a club related to your fields will help you become more competitive in the job market. And these clubs, there's so many, like Nikki said, over 900 organizations here at Texas A&M can offer you anything from traveling abroad to getting to know actual professionals in that field to just volunteer experience. Today I've talked about the importance of taking the opportunity and being very intentional in enrolling for classes, as well as making sure you kind of get your foot in the door in some organizations. Nothing worth working for will ever be easy, but I know your senior self will thank your sophomore self for putting in the extra work and building up your resume to be prepared for the future. Now we go to Sonia, who will tell us a little more about what you can do as a junior to be prepared.
Welcome to your junior year ads. You're no longer underclassmen. You can now whoop in your Wildcat and you don't feel guilty for passing up those flyers for sophomore and freshmen. Today I'm going to share some tips about junior year and also my personal experience in it. Junior year may seem intimidating with your new upperclassmen status and harder courses taking and trying to pursue your social life into that. But don't let it intimidate you. And hopefully I can share stuff with you that will calm down your anxiousness and anything you have worried about. Today I'm going to share tips about classes and notes that help around junior year, as well as extracurricular activities and your social life. Let's begin with classes. And this is a slide of the basic requirements you need to get your bachelor's degree. The first one is just that you need 120 credit hours to get your diploma, and the others here are that you need to get at least a 2.0 in all your classes. Yay for some of us. This is important because this was pulled from the TAMU catalog of 2014-2015. And junior year is important. You need to declare a major this year. According to the Texas A&M Office of the Register, you now have completed a minimum of 60 hours, and you need to complete, or you're halfway done with it. Once again, referring to the Texas A&M University Undergraduate Catalog of 2014 to 2015, you need to complete 36 elective hours of 300 to 400 credit hours, and 12 of them need to be in the major that you just declared. In these new classes of 300 to 400, they become a lot more tedious, especially with attendance and classwork. For instance, attendance, as you know, your professors begin to know you. They know you by name, they know you where you sit, and they know what your major is. And some of them use attendance as grade. Now let's move on to notes. Computer note taking can be slowing you down if when you get to your 300 to 400 level classes. These professors are researchers at A&M, where research went into too. And now they're going to begin teaching you with visuals. You no longer get the comfort of just filling in PowerPoint slides. In my classes, just to give y'all a couple of tips, I have begun taking handouts and I color code them, and it's really been helping me a lot more than taking notes that computer has. You know, sometimes it dies and it's not very well. If you don't just believe my own personal reference, according to the website Boston, they published an article over hand versus computer note taking students. And this is what they used. Factual would be a question just as, is this a dog? Yes, no. And if a tied, they're both the same. Computer note taking and handwritten note taking is the same. Conceptual is more in depth. It's for example, how would you compare these two cultures? And as you can see, people who take notes by computer actually hit in the negative margin, and people who take notes in the handwritten margin actually exceeded well. So it's not just me, it's improvement. Now let's try and tackle your social life in there. This is the year that you want to cut back on extracurricular activities that aren't going to be super resume builders. You want to sign up for job internships or study abroad or maybe take on a job. They look like what I like to call glitter on your resume. It pops. This also helps in confirming on whether or not the major you have chosen is right for you, unless you want to change that major again for the fourth time. I'm not trying to bash clubs. They are great. However, it doesn't look great if you're the captain of the Quidditch team unless you're applying for Hogwarts. According to Forbes magazine, students who completed a paid internship had a 60% more likely chance to get a job than students who completed than students who did not. They were only 37%. Not all schools should be just academic. You know, you can have fun. Most of us turning 21, but just remember that social media is super important in our pop culture, and you don't want to put something out there that makes you less desirable to be hired. Whether it's a study abroad that you want to do or maintain that high GPA, remember to find your own rhythm and enjoy your junior year to the fullest before you have to go to senior year and pack all that into one. I have informed you today on how to get the most of junior year with classes and extracurricular activities. Make college experience fun, but remember that as a junior, you have to keep your eye on education, and that you not only need to have fun, but remember you're here paying $20,000 a semester, and you need to get your money out of it. Jessica will now talk about senior year and close our presentation.
The time has come. Freshman year in high school, you never thought you'd make it to your final year in your educational career. But wait, are you really ready for life after graduation? My name is Jessica Huerta, and being a senior this year, I'm constantly asking myself this question. Have no fear. I'll be sharing insight with you today on how to better prepare for life after graduation your senior year in order to relieve some anxieties, but also to keep you successful in the real world. We will start by looking at academic beneficial during senior year. These classes can benefit you now, but more importantly in the long run. In addition, we'll also be covering extracurricular activities or work experience that could also help you. Let's jump right in. Freshman year, basics. Sophomore year, more basics. But by now, we're starting to see some major specific courses, and they're catching your attention just a tad bit. Junior year. By now, you're starting to get a real feel for your major. Senior year. Graduation is approaching. Classes at Texas A&M University are now geared more towards your professional development. By this time, students are more often than not more certain of the general area that they're going to be going into. However, Eric Cronin with the Physical Times states that nearly everyone agrees that recent college graduates are having an inordinately tough time finding work almost 5 years after the end of the Great Recession. This is further depicted in the graph behind me. How can you counteract this? Texas A&M offers a vast variety of classes that can help you succeed with life after graduation. One of these classes is given through the Sociology Department at Texas A&M University. Professional development is geared towards students who are looking to go to graduate school as well as professional school. In addition, Texas A&M also has an Employee and Organizational Development Department. This department offers courses ranging from computer basics to employee orientations. On the other hand, if 3, 4, or even 5 years of undergraduate work are enough for you and you're ready to jump right on into that labor force, the Career Center is just the place for you. The Career Center will help you refine your resume, develop strong interviewing skills, as well as help you connect with employers, companies, and former students that could give you further insight. On the other hand, extracurricular activities should definitely not be left on the wayside this year. Students' extracurricular activities are what set you apart from the entire crowd. This could range anywhere from Texas A&M Fish Camp counselor to being an active member of Ags for Oak or being the president of the student council body. Pionin states in his study in his article that the National Association of Colleges and Employers surveyed more than 200 employers about their top 10 priorities in new hires. Overwhelmingly, they wanted candidates who are team players, problem solvers, and who can plan, organize, and prioritize their work. This is further depicted in the graph behind me. Students develop and learn the said criteria by being active members of clubs, organizations, or having real work experience. Furthermore, putting time and effort into internships or part-time jobs is an important aspect to set you apart from the hundred of applicants who are winning your position. For example, I've been able to work my way up from counselor to supervisor position at an after-school program for the College Station School District. Although I was not able to be completely active in on-campus organizations, being a supervisor and working my way from counselor has given me the opportunity to develop the said skills that Eric Pionin states in his article. Yet, regardless of classification, it is important to take the appropriate steps, regardless of the year that you are, in order to be more knowledgeable of the steps that it takes and to be successful in your real life. My partners and I have taken you along a journey from freshman year to senior year and given you some insight on each of our perspectives regarding undergraduate preparation for life after graduation. In summary, I have discussed the classes that you have at your disposal as a student at Texas A&M University and the appropriate classes that you should take advantage of as a U4. We have also discussed outside academic opportunities that will set you apart and make you competitive competition in the labor market. Regardless of the career path you do choose to take, please remember one important factor. Choose to do something you love, that way you never have to work a day in your life. Thank you.
Did you guys notice that we like matched our
Okay, before y'all, oh wait, it's the end of class today, right? Yeah, of course, I get confused with the time. Okay, one quick thing then, as you all are doing your revisions for your outlines, please look at the format in the course manual. Because I think a lot of people, it's the middle of the semester and you're getting rushed with all your texts and other papers you have to do, but it's still really important that you're following the format. And so make sure you're doing that and paying attention to the specific details. I know a lot of people are lacking